Hello, I'm Sue Stephenson, and this is a story of our unforgettable school trip to Norway in the summer of 1968. Travelogue script for the school trip to Norway in 1968. The opening scene at the beginning of the trip shows organiser Mr Taffy Davis, Liam Peterson, Jill and me, all ready for an adventure. Our trip began at Doncaster railway station, where we boarded a train to Newcastle. From there, we met the Jupiter ferry for our voyage across the North Sea. It was a big deal for us, 2 whole weeks away from home. All the time it felt like forever, and leaving our parents behind made the excitement even more thrilling. The journey started with so much excitement, but soon we faced a very rough crossing. The porthole windows went under the water as the waves tossed the ferry about, and many of us didn't feel our best. But us strong Balbyites weren't going to let the sea stop us. We still made it to dinner. The restaurant was nearly empty, but we were determined not to miss our meal. It's been over 50 years, but I still remember it like it was yesterday. Norway wasn't just a destination, it was a chapter of my life that shaped who I am today. When we arrived in Bergen, a bus took us to the youth hostel just outside the town, where we stayed for a couple of nights. Soon though, we were off to Voss by coach, where we stayed for several nights and toured the area. In Voss, we rode a cable car up the mountain, a thrilling experience. The cables, we were told, were made at British Ropes in Doncaster, and one lad even mentioned his dad worked there. That didn't actually fill us with a lot of confidence. None of us had ever been in a cable car before, and so it was a terrifying and exciting, and once we reached the top, the views were worth every moment of our nerves. During our stay, we learned about a Norwegian custom to collect 7 wildflowers, place them under your pillow and dream of the person you would marry. I gave it a try, but let's just say my dream didn't quite turn out as planned. Typical. We also found the food quite different from what we were used to at home. Breakfast was filled with cheeses, pickles and other unusual items. One highlight was a sweet dark brown cheese called gajost. We never seen anything like it. Now you can even find it in Waitrose, but back then it was a completely new taste. It was May or June and the nights were incredibly light, the famous land of the midnight sun. We could hardly believe how bright it stayed in the evening. Now our adventures in Bolstrand. Our next stop was Bolstrand, a beautiful stop on the fjord. The place felt magical. From Bolstrand we boarded a boat for a cruise down the fjords, travelling as far north as the Arctic Circle. It was stunning. Towering cliffs, calm waters and tiny villages along the way. But there was some unexpected drama. The boat had to turn round in the fjord and accidentally ran into the quayside and caused a crash at the front. Luckily the damage wasn't too bad and we were still able to board and continue our journey. Norway was beautiful, and its colourful houses and bustling fishing markets Our ferry ride to Newcastle was much smoother than the journey out. On the way, we stopped in Stavanger for a few hours and to drop off and pick up passengers and cargo. It was a nice chance to see another part of Norway, even briefly. As we sailed into the River Tyne, we were met with the familiar sight of Newcastle's skyline. It was bittersweet knowing the adventure was coming to the end, but we were all excited to see our families again. When I got home, my mum had prepared all my favourite dishes for tea. She had missed me just as much as I missed her. The best part of the trip, though, was just the places we visited. It was the people we met. 2 Norwegian boys, Ora and Aril, became our friends. To this day, I still keep in touch with Eril by email, and he's even visited myself and my husband in England twice. Isn't it amazing how a school trip can lead to lifelong friendships? Looking back, it's clear just how special this trip was. In 1968, going abroad was a rare adventure for most of us, and Norway, with its fjords, mountains and kind people, gave us memories we'll treasure forever.
If you would like to know more about the Ossie Through the Ages project, then please email me at tonyarmstrong1959@outlook.com. Thank you.